Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a concept that is, well, it's going to absolutely bend your mind and push the very boundaries of human imagination. Think, just for a second, about the absolute limits of our reality. I'm talking about velocity here. Think about the sheer, uncompromising force it takes to push matter right to the absolute brink of what physics even allows. So today, we are unpacking one incredibly potent concept, the fastest thing ever created by humans. And yeah, we definitely have to include the rocket emoji. It's one of those phrases that just instantly commands your attention, right? Because it represents the literal apex of our technological ambition. We aren't just talking about something that's kind of quick or even surprisingly swift. No way. We are talking about the ultimate threshold of human engineering and pure speed. Section 1, the ultimate human creation and how we are pushing the limits of our own engineering. Okay, let's dive into this. Do you feel the actual weight of that word? Fastest, not faster, not, just one of the fast ones. The fastest. It's a superlative that literally tolerates zero equals. It means that out of all the millions of inventions, the vehicles, the space probes, every single object ever forged by human hands since the dawn of civilization, this one concept stands entirely alone at the summit. And hey, notice that rocket? It's basically the universal symbol of ignition, of leaving the ground behind and experiencing that explosive forward momentum. It totally captures the sheer, terrifying thrill of ultimate velocity. Just let that sink in for a minute. We are a species entirely bound by gravity. We're constrained by our biology, and honestly, we've been moving at a walking pace for the vast majority of our existence on this planet. But despite all that, our minds can dream up, and our hands can actually engineer something that completely defies our standard comprehension of reality. Actually, scratch that. To create the absolute fastest thing means we've mastered materials, propulsion, and heavy-duty math to such a crazy extreme that we've pushed right past the limits of our own natural world. Moving into Section 2, the speed mystery, a concept that literally leaves us speechless. So the really crucial point here is figuring out how we even reconcile these two massive extremes. Because on one hand, you have human creation, grounded origins, late nights fueled by coffee in laboratories, super careful assembly, and just really methodical engineering. But then, on the other hand, you have ultimate speed, this unimaginable extreme just tearing through space, or the atmosphere, at a rate that our brains can barely even process. So how exactly do we forge our slow, grounded human origins into a vessel of blistering velocity? Well, that right there is the absolute magic of engineering. We're presented with this monumental concept, this literal peak of human achievement, and yet it remains this profound mystery. It's a concept so huge, so conceptually overwhelming that it practically leaves us without words. I mean, the idea is moving so incredibly fast that it basically strips away all the distracting technical specs, and it just leaves us with the pure, unadulterated concept of speed itself. Section 3. What is it? The burning unknown. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the deliberate mystery, which really builds immense anticipation for what this object could possibly be. Which brings us back to the core idea, the fastest thing ever created by humans. I really want you to appreciate the epic brevity of that statement right there. There are no qualifiers, there's no fine print, it is just a singular, monumental claim that stands entirely on its own. In a world full of endless data and exhaustive explanations, there is just incredible power in a statement this brief and this bold. By giving us the category, the fastest thing ever created by humans, without just handing us the name of this specific object right away, it turns all of us into active participants in this explainer. It creates a burning unknown. Like, is a spacecraft hurtling toward the sun? Is it a tiny particle being smashed in some underground collider? Or, hey, is it a piece of metal propelled by a totally unexpected explosion? The sheer mystery of it builds this immense, almost agonizing anticipation. It totally captures the very essence of human curiosity and our relentless drive to go further and go faster than we ever have before. It just forces our imaginations to work overtime to fill in the blank. Which leaves us right here. We've explored the ambition, the crazy superlative nature of that speed, and the incredible contrast between our human limitations and our wildest engineering triumphs. But the ultimate door is still wide open. So I'm turning it over to you. Based on everything we've looked at in today's explainer, and based on the sheer scale of human ingenuity, what do you think is the fastest thing?